What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It is Friday, November 7th, 2014. I'm Jeff Bakalar. Welcome to the 404 Show. I'm joined by Bridget Carey once again.
I'm back.
Ariel Nunez over on the board.
Hey, howdy.
How you doing on the board?
I'm doing good on the board.
On the board? Hey, I got this freaking board here. Welcome to the show, everyone. So, Ayaz, he's still very sick. He's a very sick man.
Did someone bring him some soup?
I hope so.
Little Alka-Seltzer does the tricks.
I hope his girlfriend was able to provide some chicken soup relief for him. I don't know. I talked to him online. He seems like he's in good spirits. Hopefully he'll be back Monday and we can get back in the swing of things. So today's kind of like a weird news day. There's not a lot of stuff going on. It's sort of like the Amazon Echo hangover.
A little bit. That happens on Fridays sometimes.
Right? I love that sometimes. That news is just like, nah, I'm taking a 3-day weekend. I don't care to do anything on Friday. And we like that. So we're going to keep things a little short today. But first thing I do want to do is get a little back into Amazon Echo. We talked about it yesterday with Dan Graziano, and I talked about it this morning on CBSN, and I'm like, my first knee-jerk thing is to like make fun of this thing because I just think I think new ideas are stupid, and I know that sounds terrible.
I was excited when I first heard
You
about
were
it.
excited
So
about
see, I guess I get more hyper geeky in this kind of case when it's a totally new type of product.
Right. So what makes you enthusiastic / optimistic, excited about it?
Okay, the fact that I saw it as the more useful interpretation of a Siri device where I don't have to take my phone out and hold a button, which is great for asking directions somewhere. But this is more something you just sit in the home and you could talk to.
But it's got to be in one room.
Yeah, you're not going to, I guess, move it around a lot.
You're not in the video, and we made fun of this yesterday. They have it in every room. It's in their bathroom. It's in their bedroom. It's everywhere. It's in the basement.
You're like carrying it around with you like a stuffed toy.
Right.
Like
There's no
best
rechargeable
friend.
battery, so you're clearly just unplugging it and plugging it back in. Mm-hmm. All right. Regardless of all that, my big thing that I was talking about today was like, look, they are not in the business of giving you Siri-esque information.
Oh, right.
Like
they don't
this-
care to help you define words.
Right.
Yeah.
This Pringle scan thing is going to be an intermediary for you to buy junk from Amazon.
Oh yeah, like I'm out of this. Let me add that to your shopping cart.
Right.
Let me help you. Let me help you buy it. Or I imagine if it takes another couple steps up, and I can buy a movie from it or something else.
Right.
I'm sure they can kind of merge the streams and
Across the stream.
Across the streams.
So that's the thing. And like, there's a reason they're giving it out to Prime people for $99 because a Prime person, and maybe this is just like a demographic, but it is my belief that a Prime person doesn't look at $100 and balk at it.
No.
I think they see $100 and they're like, all right, yeah, that's fine.
No, a Prime person sees a discount. Oh,
Yeah.
it was $200.
Yeah.
Yeah, give
Hell
it to
yeah.
me. I'll spend $100 because it was $200.
You are
It's 50%
totally
off.
right? And look, and I think like there is some sort of core Prime fanboy out there that's like, I'm Amazon. They have a Fire phone, and they have like they're one of the 10 people with that thing, and they're into it, and they're like, oh, it's request by invitation. I feel like if you have a Fire phone, you got an invitation for this thing,
Probably.
just
Yeah.
because they're like, okay, you're on board with us.
Yeah.
Whatever it is we're doing here, you're on board.
Big spenders on board.
Those big
always.
spenders, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's really it. But you, in Update today, you're covering new details about
Yeah, there's
it.
a couple new things I figured out by reaching out to them. People wondered because it implied in the video if you could say more than just Alexa
Right,
to
these
wake
wake
it up.
words, wake
yeah,
words.
yeah, the magic word to make it start recording your audio,
Right.
or send your question along. I should
Sure.
say. You can also call it Amazon.
Right.
And in the future, they will add more wake words, more activation words. But I guess that's handy if you don't want to say Alexa, or if someone in your family is named Alexa, that's a problem.
That would be a conflict.
That would be a problem.
That would be a
And,
conflict.
and a lot of people are also talking about the security, the creepiness, because it's always recording to
Or
be
it's
able
always
to hear.
listening, yeah.
it's always listening to be able to hear that
Right.
word.
Like Connect.
Right.
Same
So
sort of paranoia.
the details on that are when it does hear that word, Alexa or Amazon, it will send that audio to the cloud, and also a few seconds before. So it is recording all the time.
Right. So it's like caching it a little bit.
Right, a little bit of a backup there.
I don't like that.
Now, also, if you want, you can have a noise come on, so you know when it is sending your audio along. So
I'd
that
like
way
that.
Yeah, so you're a little comfort to know like when
Little
it does happen.
notification.
You can turn it off and only talk to it by pressing a button on top.
Great.
So that way you have more control over
Then it
always
really is
listening.
Siri. I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then it is Siri. And you can go into Amazon's archive to hear everything you've ever asked.
That's
and
cool.
delete things that are weird to you, maybe,
Which
or
we'll never know if they're fully deleted.
right, or go in and help it learn by saying, "You don't know this word. This is what it means." You can kind
Gotcha.
of provide feedback there.
You know, I get the paranoia thing, and it's something we're always talking about. But this is a generation of people, and these paranoia people are the same people that walk around with a laptop with a camera facing them, hold a phone with a camera facing them. You know, at least like with Connect, I get it. You know, Connect is basically watching everyone, you know, like masturbate and just like sit in their pajamas in front of the TV and just think about what Connect sees.
I know.
Oh my God! I'm not talking about me personally. I'm talking about what it must see
in the world.
I'm speaking in generalities.
Yeah.
Like what that Connect Xbox One must see. If those eyes could talk, oh my God, it'd be like a XXX movie.
Yeah. So now people think take that idea to audio.
Oh my Jesus.
Anything about the conversations. You can turn the microphone off too. So,
Right. That's
you know.
comforting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they've learned. I think we've all learned, or every company's learned their lesson from the whole Xbox Connect situation to be able to turn it off.
Right. Just
have
just
that
offer the option. No one's really gonna check it.
It's not that
really.
much different from the OK or the OK Google command that on some Android phones that
Right.
are always listening.
Right. Yeah, I actually just clicked the box that says always listen for it.
How's that working out?
I don't know. I don't know if I have it. I don't know if it will work when it's sleeping. Okay, Google. Nope. I think I have to turn it on. Hold on. Okay, Google. Oh, yeah. Okay. Never mind. Okay. So I feel I'm polite. I'm polite.
You don't want to
I'm
hurt his
polite.
feelings.
Look, okay, I'm polite. That's the kind of guy I am. I think it just searched. Okay, never mind. All right, we'll shift gears a little bit to Facebook. Today, Facebook announced more powerful controls over your news feed.
Yes.
What's that all about?
All right, so you have a little more say into who shows up on your news feed because I think we all kind of feel like we don't have much control over why some friends are always showing up and not others. It's because of what you're liking. It's because of what you're clicking on. It's trying to give you more of the same. But now there's new options for your news feed to see the top people or pages that have been in your news feed the most, and you can sort them so you can pull one down or show less of one, so you have a little more control over going, well, I don't care about Uncle Bert so much.
Yeah.
Please get him off my feed.
He keeps taking photos of birds.
it's like,
Freaking me out.
yeah, so you can have a little more control. Also, while you're scrolling on your phone, if there's something you don't want to see anymore, there's an arrow on top that you can click. It's like a downward pointing arrow. It's a drop-down menu to be able to unfollow someone faster. So now there's quicker ways to unfollow people.
Which is good.
And I think there was some confusion over unfollowing. Is that unfriending? They're hoping to clear that up by just having more menus of going, hey, these are the people you unfollowed. Do you want to unfollow them?
Right.
So if you see a menu, you get it more.
I would love a temporary mute.
Yeah, just like a week mute. Like
Yeah.
you were during this political season or whatever it is.
totally.
You need to just take it down a notch, and I'm
Oh
going to
my
hush you.
God.
That would be nice because
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't want to forget about an unfollow. That's the
Exactly,
whole thing. I
exactly.
would like to unfollow for just a time.
In the 2 months leading up to the marathon that Nick is training for, I don't need to hear every 10 minutes that he ran a better mile. It's like, I get it, dude. You're in better shape than all of us, and you're really great at running long distances. I just don't want to hear about it for the next 2 months.
I'm with you.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, those marathon people. What else? Who else?
I don't
bothers
have
you?
healthy friends. I don't
I have-
surround myself with
I've
people who
got-
make me sad.
It just make me sad. These marathon people. Who else are you? You Spartan race people. Just making everyone else look bad. They're like, oh, I crawled through the mud over barbed wire and flaming coals.
You know, it's
What did
sometimes
you do?
No,
Did you beat Call of Duty? Good for you.
I've witnessed those things. I have no envy for them. I'm like, good, go
Yeah.
ahead, kill yourself with the waiver you have to sign to get
Exactly.
electrocuted.
Yeah, any way to more quickly unfollow someone like that, I am all for. Speaking of Facebook, I came across this story and I found it kind of fascinating. There's this comedian, Dan Wilber.
Okay.
And apparently, a while ago, he was submitting a bunch of jokes to Reader's Digest. We all know what Reader's Digest is, right?
Yeah.
It's
I
like
don't
it's a
get it.
I don't get it either, but like get it physically. I understand it. I just don't receive it physically, right? So anyway, a while ago, he sent them jokes, and they didn't. Reader's Digest was like, no thanks. We don't want any of these. But recently, Reader's Digest published a joke he wrote on Twitter. This guy, Dan Wilber, and you can follow him at Dan Wilber, I believe is his handle. And they published his joke.
Did they give him credit?
They gave him a little @ symbol and his handle, and they're like, oh, that's this guy. So he had tried to get paid for it before, and now they're basically lifting his joke and not giving him enough due diligence and or money. Like, he says, at the time I was submitting these jokes, I wasn't a quote unquote established comedian, but now he says it's what he does for a living. So he wrote this long letter to Reader's Digest explaining the situation, and he basically said, what you could do is tell me you're going to use my joke, and I don't know, maybe send me a check for $25 and ask how I'd like to be credited. Well, lo and behold, guess what arrived in the mail for Mr. Wilber? A $25 check from Reader's Digest. There it is in all of its glory. You earned it, Dan. Isn't that awesome?
That is good that it worked out that way. Of course, now he's like wondering if he should ask more. But
yeah, well, it's funny because
that's not bad. It's $25 for a tweet. That's pretty good.
That ain't bad at all. And he actually headlined his little Facebook post with Reader's Digest will pay you for your tweets now. So I thought that was a cute little story.
It is a funny line we're walking when you publish something for the world to see.
Yeah.
And someone else feels that they want to share that in a publication.
Right. So what I want to know is, and this is an example where, Reader's Digest is a for-profit publication, right? They're not doing charity work here. This
ain't no shop or free newsletter.
Exactly. So the fact that they thought they could just lift that, but maybe that's the rules. Like, I don't really know the legality of the whole thing. You see people's tweets being lifted and quoted, and you could embed them in stories. And it's like, does that have monetary value attached to the person who tweeted it?
There's this understanding that, well, I'm giving you more attention for your tweet than
Right.
you would have got otherwise, which you gave away for free to begin with.
But is it the same thing as saying it's just news, so I can get away with using it because I'm writing
Sometimes
a story?
yes. Sometimes yes. Sometimes it is newsworthy, the topic. But if it comes out of the blue, then it becomes, well, is it newsworthy because of the celebrity involved?
Right.
Like if Steve Martin says something really funny, we always oh, did you see what he said on Twitter?
Right.
Just being the person alone makes it newsworthy. Then you get to that third category of funny things I found randomly on Twitter. And,
Right.
And then you have to start going, well, maybe he wants more followers out of this. He did give it away. So, but if it was on Facebook, that's a whole different game too, because on Facebook,
weird.
you have to have friends to be able to, if it's not public,
Right.
if it was private, then you're in a more sticky situation to share something that wasn't public.
Totally. I think there's still so much of a gray area when it comes to property and ownership on social media, because you look at sites like BuzzFeed, and it seems like all BuzzFeed is just the regurgitation of popular tweets and lists
And they
like
steal a
screen
lot.
grabs of Instagram photos.
Yeah. I don't mean to be negative, but there is a lot just randomly
Oh, they lift
taken.
crap all
Yeah.
the time, and it's the basis of their business.
Right.
Yeah. You're not defaming them. That's what they do. They pretty much they take Reddit threads and sort of picturize them, and they find the best pictures in a Reddit thread and make that a story. And look, that's what the internet is now, and that's
Now,
fine.
you can't always use clips from a television show, but now we're using GIFs of television
And
show
is that
clips.
okay?
And that is a silly version that's low quality, and that, you can kind of go down the line.
Right. To be fair, a lot of these places are now acknowledging sources, and they're doing the courtesy title or whatever you want to call it when when you sort of take video and do stuff like that. But I wonder if you tweet out something about Samsung, right? And you're like, let's just hypothetically, this Samsung new TV the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Right.
And Samsung wants to use that in an ad. Well, do they pay you? Do they? I mean, and then you have to worry about like the editorial sort of side of things.
Yeah, on the journalism side,
it is not a
it's
clear
weird.
situation.
But with Samsung, it's a good example. They've done that in their commercials.
Totally.
They've pulled people's tweets that said, I think this is just like the iPhone,
right.
or whatever it may be.
Money's got to be exchanging hands. There's no way. There's no way.
Or no. All it takes is an agreement and a little fun to think, I'm going to be famous. Sure, I'll give it away.
You're saying someone would still have
I think
release
lawyers
that.
are being a little careful these days and definitely reaching out first before yes. And I think people are releasing a tweet.
Would love to talk to like a social media lawyer. Who's the first person with that title?
There's a couple of.
There's got to be, right?
Yeah.
They're in San Francisco, I bet. And they take calls all day about, can we use this tweet? Can we not? You see movie trailers, quick TV bumpers that are bookended with, someone's tweet.
Because all the critics gave it a bad review,
Well,
so they go to Twitter.
I was just going to say, well, when you do see that, odds are the film sucks because no one with any real credibility.
It was the scariest thing ever.
Yeah, it's just like, says Joey Fat Ones,
Fat Ones.
33. I'm like, all right, well, if he likes this movie, maybe I will. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting little story. Okay, we're going to finish things with something very weird. But it's not just me, okay, that's into this. Where
are we going?
Okay, there's something on Twitter right now that's been trending all morning. It's called Too Many Cooks. I got the 404 Twitter pulled up. Too Many Cooks. You see it right here. I'm circling it with my mouse pointer. Too Many Cooks. It's been there all day. What the hell is Too Many Cooks? Everyone wants to know what it is. Well, this morning in the lab where we're at while the construction finishes, we gathered around the computer and watched what Too Many Cooks is. And it's an 11-minute video that aired on Adult Swim, I believe last night or the night before, created by I believe one of the creators of their show Squidbillies.
Okay.
Have you heard of Squidbillies?
Yeah.
It's like the white trash globs of goo. It's like the best way to.
That's a good description,
right? Is that? I think that's fair.
I'm not a frequent viewer, but I got exactly.
I believe it's co-created. It's this guy Casper Kelly, and is that his name? I don't want to screw that up. And Dave Willis, who's one of the co-creators as well. Yes, Casper Kelly is his name, and Dave Willis. They co-created Squidbillies, and they also did another show on Adult Swim called something about Welcome to Hell or You're Here in Hell. It's about like a customer service representative who is from hell. Your pretty face is going to hell is what the show's called. Really weird stuff. And if you ever watch Adult Swim, you know
it's weird.
It's very strange. The most mainstream thing to come out of there is probably Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which is
or a Space Ghost.
Oh my God! How could you forget about Space Ghost? Yeah. My personal favorite, Harvey Birdman. Have you know about Harvey Birdman?
Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Birdman.
The Brack Show. I mean, don't forget. Adult Swim has been around for like 15 years, and they've been doing the same thing for 15 years. And it's owned by Turner, and the shows are only like 11 minutes. Metalocalypse is a huge show on Adult Swim.
Loiter Squad too, don't they still have
Loiter Squad? Oh my God, Loiter Squad's fantastic. I love that show.
Yeah, and it's perfect for late night because it is that weird humor.
Right, absolutely. So there's amazing amount of stuff on there, and there's a new show, Black Jesus, that's out of control too. What's that?
Where does Robot Chicken
is also? Oh my God, we forgot about Robot Chicken. So everyone knows. Anyway, every now and then they do these sort of one-offs because there's really no rules on Adult Swim. They kind of just do whatever.
Right.
And if you know who Tim and Eric are, they kind of give them carte blanche to do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
Anyway, one night this week, this video aired, and I'm playing it without audio here, just so you can sort of see what's going on. It's this very strange 11-minute video that's making fun of like 90s intro credit sitcom sort of gags, right? So it's all it is just like constantly, over and over. It's called Too Many Cooks, and they have this, that Full House Family Matters sort of vibe
where it's just too many cooks.
Okay, Bridget laughs now, but things get weird, okay? Because first off, the show never starts, okay? It's just this. They keep introducing characters on a show that really never ends.
For 11 minutes, that's a long time.
For 11 minutes. But then and I'm not going to ruin it, but things start to get crazy. And within these opening credits, there's like a maniac loose. And I'm obviously going to link to it in the show notes. I love how they had the twins, because there's always like two twins that play one character. There's twins that play one character.
Because they don't want to have like
Smurf's in it. Don't forget Smurf's a character. It's crazy. You've never seen, right? Too Many Cooks. Get it?
Uh-huh.
You've never seen anything like this before. I almost want to use the word brilliant, because where it goes and how crazy and meta and just completely over the top this thing spirals out of. They just go from settings to settings that make no sense, and they keep introducing a show that's not real.
Oh my God.
And it's all a big gag. It goes on for 11 minutes. And I don't know. I said it to you before, this is like the funniest thing I've seen in a very long time.
Is there,
and it's
is there
creative
cheesy
as hell.
music behind it too?
There's super cheesy music here. Oh,
She's
can
still
I?
not.
Here's what it sounds like. Here you
I
go.
was making out with other people. Okay. And rainbows. Which is like the Alf reference, obviously.
Right, and then you're like,
And that's Roseanne.
yeah, exactly, perfect. And you're like, oh, is this over? Oh no, they're still going, huh?
That's so
You're like, who's this guy?
Cosby.
And you realize they're all still at the same table.
Yeah, and they switch. That's pretty
There's
good.
just
Switched families.
It's crazy. There's a ton of like great camera sort of tricks, and they take that cheesy 90s aesthetic and they just go nuts with it. They're still introducing you
I can't stop watching it.
because it's amazing, and it's trending for a reason. Usually crap trends.
Yeah.
I find that usually crap trends. Oh, there's a guy who's getting arrested. And he smiles for the camera too, because he's part of the whole thing.
Now we're in the cop shows.
Yeah, it's insane. Okay, so there's the killer.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets crazy. Now here's where we're getting weird. Okay, what? There's a coat who gets credit. I'm not even gonna get into
Pie.
it.
There's a pie.
There's a cartoon sequence that we have to deal with now. It's just crazy.
G.I. Joe.
I
want to
hear.
outfit. There's Cook. The guy's name was Cook on his shirt.
It's amazing. Okay, it's just amazing.
It's G.I. Joe now.
It's and there he is. He's back. The killer's in the cartoon now too.
Now that I'm watching all this, I really like it.
It's amazing.
I
right?
thought you guys were just watching like one of those music videos, those fake music videos.
Right.
I didn't know it was like a whole opening sequence. This is hilarious.
You see what they're doing here with this bird in the building over and over again? They're just doing it over and over again.
They can.
Because they can. Because you're
it's
allowed
Adult
to do
Swim.
what you want on Adult Swim. And it's like the last bastion of creativity we have on regular television.
And the problem is you'll never be able to have this kind of comedy again because they're going to overdo it so much.
Well, that's the beauty. And now
Yeah.
it's like a Spanish language soap opera.
Yeah.
And now this guy's just killing everyone. And it starts to get intense. And I'm not going to ruin the whole thing because you guys just have to check it out.
Done with it.
I wasn't even halfway done. That was only about 4 minutes and 30
gosh.
seconds into it.
It's hilarious.
It's the greatest thing I've seen in a very long time, and I am just I'm in a lot of admiration.
Now
exuding from
I
my
have
body.
to make someone watch it without explaining what it is and just
Too many
watch the
cooks.
reactions.
Just, and now it's gonna be like it's gonna become part of vernacular. Like, oh, are you gonna too many cooks that or what? You think that's got too many cooks in
Good
it or
for
what?
them. That's awesome.
They did a great job. So congrats to these two fine people and the writer director Casper Kelly. It's good stuff. I love it. So that's just what I wanted to share with people.
I think that is a delightful thing to share for the week.
Right?
That's
What a
good.
way to end the week.
Yeah.
Great Friday share.
Thank you, Aria. I like Great Friday Share. New segment. One
Thumbs
time
up.
only. So we'll link to that in the show notes. Today's the last day to enter the Back to the Future contest. So hope you entered that, and good luck to everyone who did. Kind of freaking out about our Xbox One winner. Hasn't written me back, and he's got like 24 hours left.
Uh-oh.
Or some other luckier dude will win it. Yeah, I feel bad for this guy. So, I mean, I can't bend the rules. This is what has to happen.
Check your emails.
Check your email, and it's like it's not an AOL email. It's like a regular, commonly used domain.
It's not a Hotmail, Yahoo.
It's not like one that's just gonna like float away into the ether. Anyway, next week we're gonna start the Call of Duty bundle, so stay tuned for rules on that. And that's it. Bridget Carey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Such a pleasure. Thanks to everyone for checking out the show this week. I believe Ayaz is back on Monday. We'll see how he's feeling. Check out CNET Update every single day.
That's right.
All right, and you're on CBSN as well.
Yeah, we're going to be on every once in a while.
Right.
So I think my next time up it might be Tuesday. So
Check it out. It's cbsn.cbsnews.com. All right, and that's it for us. Go buy the CNET magazine. We'll see you guys on Monday. I'm Jeff Bakalar.
I'm Bridget Carey.
I'm Mario Nunez.
This has been the 404 Show, high tech, lowbrow. See you next time.